Okay. You know they're making these legal highs. Oh, I've got to make a film about it now. I'm not going to fucking roll up or whatever. I'm just chilling for a minute. I'm doing this cocaine tonight. And you know, one thing about these legal highs, this is what I like about these legal highs. You do get the same effects. Obviously you do. You really do. But the point is, when you buy stuff wrapped in tin foil, you know, you buy your drugs in the street, yeah, and they're wrapped in plastic, aren't they? Yes? Yeah. But how pure are they? Because a lot of dealers, especially with powders, over the last you know, everyone usually adds, people usually add stuff to the powder to bulk it up, don't they? Yeah, dealers on the whole.
No, don't.
It's true. No, I'm talking to myself. But dealers on the whole, they add stuff to the powder. Like you might be buying a 10 bag of Coke, but it might have talcum powder in it, or it might have soda. Soda's been used because a lot of these, actually a lot of the illegal drugs, what's going illegal in it? A lot of the illegal drugs, what they do is they cut it up. Do you know what cutting up is?
Yes.
So you buy a powder and you think you're buying pure cocaine. But what you're actually buying is cocaine and baking soda. This is what I like about this legal high powder, which is going to be illegal. It's going to be illegal in April.
Is it April, yeah?
Yeah, April 16th. But the point of the legal powder, it saves lives. It saves a lot of lives. Because sometimes, when you have powder, it is usually mixed with another powder, like baking soda or something, or Ajax or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And they mix it up to make it look like the white powder, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's actually, what you're actually smoking, or sniffing, what you're actually sniffing is like half cocaine. It's a bit like this. You've heard of Rick Mail, by the way?
Yeah.
Rick Mail did a very good show about this about 20 years ago, Out of Your Head. I've got the video. I've got the VHS video. Watch it. No, I'm just saying, Rick Mail did a fucking good video about it, about drugs. Rick Mail did an excellent video about drugs with, you know, like, Out of Your Head it's called. Try and find that. It's worth watching. But the point is, with the street drugs, when you buy powder, it's different with grass, because when grass is grass, right? You can't mix grass.
Yeah, people can still add stuff.
Yeah. Do you want to be on the film or not?
No, I'm just saying, like, people can add sand and stuff like that to make it way more
Yeah,
water. But other than that, I know what you're saying.
But what I'm saying is like with grass, you're buying marijuana, which is the plant, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hashish is the plant extract, yeah. That's extracted from the plant. But I've noticed with marijuana, because actually my mummy and daddy have been growing marijuana for a couple of years. My dad's 82 this year, actually. It's his birthday. It's my dad's birthday on the 18th of April, actually, Lee. It's my dad's birthday on the 18th of April.
Okay.
And actually, funny thing is, for the last couple of years, my mummy and my daddy...
Face it off me now, Will.
Alright, well, whatever. Well, fuck off. Alright. My mummy and daddy, they've been growing marijuana in the back... Oh, you're on it anyway, so fuck off.
Not while I'm doing this.
Oh, whatever, mate. Do what you want. I'm talking. My mummy and daddy have had marijuana growing in the back garden. Because my mummy and daddy bought bird seed, you see. So my mummy and daddy bought bird seed. And marijuana, and in the bird seed, there was marijuana in the bird seed. It's like carrier pigeons. It's a bit like carrier pigeons. You know how you have carrier pigeons in World War One and World War Two? Mm-hmm. Yeah? You don't have carrier pigeons. So what you do is you have bird seed. You feed the birds, sort of thing. And yeah, and actually the bird seeds was made out of marijuana seeds. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're feeding marijuana to birds, man. Drug addicts. The birds are drug addicts, man. Oh no, it's true. It's true. It's true. It's very true. Birds are drug addicts. They are. Because you get this marijuana seed, which they sell as birdseed, you see. If you want to grow marijuana, buy birdseed, you know. If you want to grow marijuana, buy birdseed, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to starve the birds. Yeah, but some of the birdseed spilt off the table. It was quite accidental sort of thing. It's totally accidental, actually, totally accidental. Some of the birdseed fell off the bird table and landed in the mud, like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The bird table. I'll call this the bird table. Good one, Mum. Excellent, Mum. I'll call this the bird table. Now the seed fell off the bird table and landed in the mud, and because birds eat seeds, and the seeds were actually marijuana seeds, and which they given to birds. Now I'm tripping. This is me tripping. I'm not going to work till tomorrow. Oh, this is me tripping, right? Good. Okay. I'll make a film, right? So anyway, because the marijuana fell off the bird table, it landed in the mud. And marijuana plants started growing in my mum and dad's back garden. You want to talk about God? I said, do you want to talk about God? Yeah, right, let's talk about God. You pray to Muhammad or Allah, and you cut hands off children. Muslims, all right, let's talk about religion. Muslims all over the world, in the Middle East. See, this is without a gun. I'm not using a gun tonight, man. I'm doing it peaceful like. I'm not shooting you in the head to kill you. See, I'm not attacking you with bullets, am I? I'm not shooting you. I'm doing it nicely, am I? I'm not shooting you in the head, am I? Right, gunfire. I'm talking, right? World War III. Let's call it World War III, for fuck's sake. But these Muslims, they spend five times a day, they pray to their God, or whatever, you know, blah, 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 blah. And you don't drink, don't drink, don't smoke, don't do anything. Wear a mask. Wear a mask over your face so you can't see your fucking face. That's insulting. Why would I want to talk to somebody? In fact, I love masquerade parties. Have you ever seen? I'm drifting a bit. Fuck it. I'm tripping. I'm drifting a bit. Right? Have you ever heard of a film called The Mask of the Red Death? Vincent Price. No, that's the point, you see. I have it on video. I do have it on video. Most excellent movie. Most fantastic movie. The Mask. It's a bit like The Mask of the Red Death. We're all going to hell anyway, whether you like it or not. Because I'm the devil, obviously. Obviously I'm the fucking devil. But have you ever heard of The Mask of the Red Death? It is actually quite nice to talk to people who wear masks. A masquerade. Have you ever been to a masquerade? Now, a masquerade, this is a true story. Masquerade. Very, very popular in the 17th century, I think. We're in high society. You've ever heard of high society?
Mm-hmm.
You know, high society. In the 17th century, we had Beethoven and Mozart. You never hear Beethoven and Mozart anymore, do you?
Mm-hmm.
These days, do you ever hear Beethoven? When was the last time you heard Beethoven? Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Yeah, but when was the last time you fucking... Do you want to be...
No, I was just asking.
When was the last time you heard fucking Beethoven, man? Fuck it. Fuck it. When was the last... You had Beethoven. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na. We used to have Radio 4. And Beethoven and Mozart. And I love fucking classical music. I love the begins with a W. No, I love the waltzes. The waltzes. Do you remember when people used to dance? Before technology. Do you know, before all this technology, do you remember the good old days? Do you remember the simple days, the good old days, before technology? Long before computers, long before televisions, the real good old days, long before televisions, long before computers, long before any industrial revolution, long before anything. We had music, you see. And in the 17th century, for the high classes, there was obviously, you know, 17th century, I love that. Because we used to sort of like have ballrooms. There were ballrooms. And if you didn't have a ballroom, if you're rich, you had a ballroom, yeah? Mm-hmm. If you're rich, you had a ballroom. A ballroom is where you play the music and dance. We had a lot of ballrooms in the 1950s. They were quite cheap. Actually, can I put this on pause a minute? Let's talk about ballrooms. Let's put it on pause a minute. I'm not stopping a minute. I just want to pause it a minute. So it's tax. Okay, yeah, I was just thinking about the magnet. Why do you have north and south poles on a magnet? Drifting a bit. Have you noticed? Do you know anything about magnets? Physics. This is pure physics, right? Do you know anything about north and south poles? Here's a really good one, actually. I'm enjoying this. For Christ's sake, man. Do you know we had philosophy in books for about 5,000, well, for a few thousand years. We had books for about 2,000 years. Do you know the human race is still quite young, really? The human race is still quite young, really. We are all young, really. We've only actually had technology, like, for about 100 years. I've talked about this in another film. But we've only actually, philosophy. Because before technology, not all books are storybooks, right? Not all books are storybooks. And not all books are storybooks. And not all books are stories. And not all books are like, some books are about education. Because a long time ago, before technology.
You're going to need more gauze, you've only got that little bit.
Yeah. That's cool. Oh, you do it, you fill it up, you make gauze, you do it. But actually, before technology, let's go backwards in time. Let's have a time travel story. Time travel. Before technology, before we had all this technology, with these mobile phones, very clever. Once upon a time, we didn't have paper. Did you know, once upon a time, we didn't have glass. Glass you use for everything, don't you? Yeah. But once upon a time, we didn't have glass. Once upon a time, the only way to actually look at your own face was by looking in the water, wasn't it? You know, in the beginning of time, when people were very young, as they are, we are real young. People are very young. Truth is, right? In the beginning, right? Talk about evolution again, no. Never mind. We didn't have mirrors. Mirrors were invented, weren't they, Lee? The mirrors didn't just appear out of nowhere, did they?
No.
Glass. Well, glass had to come before mirrors, didn't they? Yeah? Realistically, glass had to come before mirrors. Oh, good point. Glass had to come before mirrors because trying to stop me talking is the problem.
Yeah, but a glass is a mirror, basically.
Yeah, but the point is, before mirrors, all we had was glass. We had sand. Glass is actually made out of sand, of the earth. Do you know, it is actually the beaches. You know the beaches? You know you have sand on the beaches, yeah? Did you know that mirrors are actually... Glass is actually made out of sand. Because the funny thing is, in very hot countries, it's a true story, sand is like crystal, yeah?
Yeah.
A grain of sand, if you look at a grain of sand, it's like a crystal, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And when you look at the grain of sand, it sort of reflects a bit with the sunlight, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because the sun shines on the sand, doesn't it? So you get a shadow, at least. Well, you get a shadow, and sometimes you get a shadow when the sun shines down on you. You get a shadow on you, so you can follow your shadow. Have you ever played shadow play? Have you ever done a shadow play? When it's really warm and hot, and you've got a big shadow, yeah?
Yeah.
And I used to take LSD quite a lot. Actually, I did take LSD. I've taken LSD a lot of times. But I always walked in my own shadow. I have always walked in my own shadow. I miss my shadow, actually. Funny thing is, Lee. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't. I got shadow. But the point is, everybody has a shadow, don't they?
Yeah.
But doesn't it feel like, when you're on your own, for instance, and you look at your shadow, it's that black bit on the floor, or something black on the floor, whereas a nice shadow from the light, from the sun, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And actually, you think that shadow, has your shadow ever come, several times, in fact all the time, basically, when I'm tripping. I am tripping tonight, yeah. It's my fucking day off, you cunt. It's my fucking day off, I'm allowed to trip. Great. It's my fucking day off, I'm allowed to trip. My shadow is like, it's kind of like, it feels like a different person. Have you ever had a trip with your shadow? Have you ever tripped with your own shadow? Looking on the wall, right, you know, and the light shines on you, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you have a really big shadow, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Does anybody remember the shadow people?
No.
Has anybody ever tripped before? Or am I the only person who's ever tripped before? Am I the only person who's ever tripped before? But have you ever had a shadow trip? When you're walking around your room, because once upon a time, when I first started tripping,
Yeah.
when I first took LSD for the first time, when I came back from Australia. No, when I was in Australia, I did a lot of naked trips.
Mm-hmm.
But in Australia, there was Doug Robertson, was naked all the time. Doug just, well, I don't know if he, but it doesn't really matter. When I was in Buncleuth Hospital, the Pink House in Australia in 1990, Doug Robertson, there was Doug Robertson, there was Tony, there was Marcus and Ross, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know who was tripping, well, we were all tripping sort of thing. But actually, I have never heard his music since Australia. I wish I had recorded it. You know, I recorded it, one of the reasons I record now, the most beautiful moment of my life was Epiphany. I was in Australia, right? I'm drifting around about, right? I can talk about things. If I don't talk about it tonight, I'll talk about it tomorrow night.
No, just about whenever.
No, I'm just turning that off for a minute. No, let's leave it in the background. Let's just leave it. No, but I'm just talking to you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ignore the cameras. But one thing, there was me, Doug Robertson, and there was Marcus. Marcus was a Kiwi. Marcus was very smart. It was 1990, Barncleuth Hospital. Obviously no one else has lived my life, have they? But it was Barncleuth Hospital, right? And I was with Alan. Actually, I got a mate called I got to make Alan do Gravity Ice Plus. Alan Scott. In Australia, I met this guy in one of the hostels in Sydney, Australia. Alan Scott, who was making an animated movie called Gravity Ice Place. Yeah? He was making an animated movie called Gravity Ice Place. And Alan showed me his pictures, and they were so beautiful, so psychedelic pictures. Probably the most psychedelic pictures I have ever seen. Honest to God. Probably the most psychedelic pictures I have ever seen. Alan Scott. He's making a movie called Gravity Ice Place. Gravity Ice Place. That's your movie now. But the point is, it's like, I met Alan, I think it was in the Traveller's Rest, when I was with Mark. I think I met Alan, no it wasn't, no it was on the, it wasn't the Traveller's Rest, it was on one of the other streets, one of the other hostels. I met Alan, because I was staying, when I was in Australia in 1990, this is beautiful, talk about Australia, great. When I was in Australia in 1990, I met Alan. Alan was making the animated movie Gravity Ice Place. Alan's a fucking brilliant fucking artist, man. Really psychedelic artist, man. Yeah, totally psychedelic. Make a psychedelic movie, Gravity Ice Place. Anyway, I was chatting to Alan, and I said, and I've always been a poet, because I always keep a diary and stuff. But I've always been a poet. I think I've made a film about this yesterday about the Carvella. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've made it on one of the other films. But yeah, met Alan, and because I always like poetry, I've always been a poet. I've always been a poet. Ever since I can remember, actually, ever since I could write, basically. Ever since I picked a pen up. I've always been a poet. Ever since I picked a pen up, I've always been a poet. I rhyme words and stuff for learn, you know. But anyway, out. Gravity Ice Plus and stuff, and that's what got me into LSD actually. 1990. It was Alan actually, because I was with the. I think I've made a film already about the Hunters. With the Hunters, I made a film when we were in their fucking hut and smoked marijuana. But I'm talking about tripping tonight. When I started tripping, and Alan, Al Scott. It must be about 30, 40, I don't know how old Alan was in 1990. Because he was about in the 60s. Like Alan must be about, I think Alan was about 40 in 1990. In fact, I think Alan was about 40. Alan Scott. Fuck, I haven't thought about him for ages. Alan Scott, of course, the university.
What kind of black face?
Oh,
shit.
He's a lovely bloke. Fucking love that cunt. Alan Scott. Anyway, Alan, he showed me his pictures, you see, in 1990, which is paintings. And I used to read him my poetry, right? And what happened was that me and Al, because I wrote loads of poetry. I wrote enormous amounts of poetry when I was in Australia. I've still got the book. I have still got the books on paper. Somewhere in one of those boxes, somewhere in one of the boxes in my cupboard, in my bedroom, in my room, my storeroom, I've got boxes full of poems. But I've still got the two books. I wrote about 2 or 3 books in Australia. My diary, and I wrote loads of poetry and shit. A fucking incredible diary I kept for about a year. No, only a year. I've got 2 diaries. In fact, they might be in that cupboard. It might actually still be in the cupboard. Actually, they're probably in the cupboard. I have 2 diaries that I recorded in Australia. Because when I was in Australia, I started writing things down and stuff. Anyway, and what happened was, yeah. Then I started writing loads and loads of poetry. So actually, no, in fact, I did write loads of poetry on books and stuff. And actually wrote a lot of it down in books. I started collecting books. That's why I started buying books. I started buying empty books in 1990. That's right, because I had to keep buying empty books to write down my poetry. You know, I used to go down the shops and buy empty books.
Just a book on it?
Yeah, just empty books, completely empty books. And I used to fill out the books and stuff. And one time when I was with Marcus, I'm road tripping tonight. One day when I was with Marcus, and it was like, I was tripping on LSD, right, listening to Jimi Hendrix actually. He's a Kiwi in New Zealand, Kiwi, Marcus.
Yeah.
And I'm not boring you, am I? No.
Fine,
It's alright, but we were tripping, and we were sitting in the pub, listening to Jimi Hendrix on the jukebox. Because in the old days, you used to be able to smoke cigarettes in pubs.
yeah.
In Australia, we were smoking cigarettes in pubs, and marijuana probably. You know what I mean? It was quite easy going in the 1990s. You know, and I think we smoked cigarettes in the pubs and smoked marijuana outside the pubs. Yeah, we could smoke. No, cigarettes were for in the pub. We smoked cigarettes in the pub, but when we got out of the pub, then we smoked marijuana. And in the hostel. In the hostel, we always smoked marijuana as well. But anyway, Alan and me, we got into business. Can I put on pause a minute? So about Alan. Remind me about Alan in a minute. Lee?
Yeah.
Where are we? Can't see. Because it's got the buttons.
Yeah.
You're in there. Can we go up? Let's go up to Steve. I was thinking of going up to Stevenage today, actually. To buy another outfit, yeah. Yeah?
Yeah.
But I have got quite a lot of money, right? But you look like shit in that fucking outfit. That looks fucking horrible fashion. It's not very fashionable. I'll tell you what. Let's go out next week on my holiday. How much do people spend on a holiday, Lee?
Don't know.
Oh,
Don't know, mate.
About 100 quid, yeah?
Possibly.
Well, about 1,000 quid or whatever, yeah? I'll tell you what, let me take you. I've got plenty of, you haven't got as much money as I have you?
Yeah.
Let me take you up to Stevenage. Because that's the best place for clothes, yeah?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And let me pay for it. I got 42,000 quid, man. 43,000 quid.
Yeah.
For my sister. When my sister died, she left me 43,000
Yeah, I
quid.
know, yeah.
43,000? Not 100.
No,
43,000 quid. So let me treat you. On my holiday next week, let me treat you. And we'll go up to Stevenage. Because that's the best place to shop for clothes, yeah? We'll have a day out in Stevenage and buy clothes.
Yep.
Yeah? I'll buy you. I'll give you 100 quid to buy clothes. I'll buy some clothes. Yeah. We make a fucking day out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Agreed. Shake.
Agree.
I'll take you out, and I'll buy you some nice clothes.
Let's go.
I'll pay for it. I've got the money, man. I've got the fucking money. I'll buy the clothes for you.
Yep.
Because you do look like shit lately in that outfit. No, I'll take you. We'll go up to and we can buy. Let's plan it up a bit and buy some outfits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Why not? Why the fuck not? We're making films. We're making films anyway, right? We're making films anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
But we want to make films that are going to look good, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to make films that are going to look good. So the point is, what I'll do, we'll glam it up, yeah? And we'll go up to fucking Stevenage, buy some fucking nice clothes, and say, alright, I spent £200 on a wardrobe, on clothes. You know what I mean? So that we can make some pretty movies. I'll pay for it, Lee. Seriously, man. Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll pay for it. Seriously, honest to God. Seriously, I'll pay for it, right? We'll go shopping and get some clothes. Yeah? Because we're making movies anyway. And why are we making movies? Well, to make money, not really to make money, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not doing nothing with money. And I was chatting to Graham, actually, today as well. Graham's one mate who lives in this flat, in this block. Graham's a mate of mine. 67 he is now. He still has to work. He's going to move to Thailand, apparently, in about 3 weeks.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Has he bought his
He's a
flat
lovely
then?
bloke, though. He's a nice bloke. Graham is a nice bloke.
Oh, does he own his flat?
Yeah, he does. He does. But he's going to sell his flat or something like that and move to Thailand, you know?
Yeah, that'd be good, man.
He's got a girlfriend in Thailand.
Oh,
But the point is, he was telling me, he was telling me, 40%, I've just started a private pension with the post office, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's do it all on one film, fuck it. I just started a private pension with a post office, haven't I? Last year, last year, and Graham, he's got a private pension, and a government pension because everybody gets a government pension, don't they?
Yeah. But obviously, if you work,
Let's do it all in one. Let's do it all in one fucking pension. Let's do it in one. Let's do it in one film. Fuck it. Yeah, but Graham's it's his money, right? It's fucking money, right? And they're taxing him, yeah. And what they're doing, 40% of his private pension, he loses 40%
his private pension.
of his private pension. 40 fucking percent.
Who's that from, like?
Well, from his company that he used to work for. Because Graham used to work for a company, yeah?
Yeah.
And the company is now paying his pension because he paid to pay for the pension, yeah? But, point is, because he also has a state pension, they tax 40% of his money. They're taking away 40% of Graham's money. That's almost half.
That's bullshit.
40% is almost half of his fucking money, isn't it?
Yeah.
For what? To pay for what? To pay for what? What is the government actually paying for? This Galaxy is owned by Samsung, yeah? Yeah, this Galaxy is owned by Samsung, yeah?
Yeah.
Therefore, Samsung makes the profit out of the Galaxy. This is why I don't get a TV license, for instance. It's why I don't get a TV license. Because Samsung sells me a video camera, complete fucking brilliant. Your phone's shit, by the way. Your phone is really crap. I've tried your phone. It's absolute shit, man. Toilet is crap. It is absolute crap. The Samsung Galaxy is amazing. I'm well pleased with it. I won't buy it if it's crap. I won't buy it if it's crap. But that is shit. That phone is crap. I'll get you. We'll sort that out later, yeah? But Samsung Galaxy is an excellent phone. And Deb's idea, you know, we've mentioned this before. But what I'm saying is like, frankly, Graham, right, works all his life, right, 40 odd years, right, and he saved for private pension so that, I know we have a state pension in England. We do have a state pension in Britain. We do have a state pension in Britain, true. Yeah? So let's say at the age of 65, you get your pension, because you've been working for 40 years, you get, say, 30 quid a week or something, or 50 quid a week or whatever.
Yeah.
Crap pensions, actually. The state pensions are totally shit. Britain is crap with pensions, to be honest. Don't you think you should have a little bit of respect for old people?